Hey again, everybody. This is Garfield, Garfield's Gear Review. It's a loadout room. Talking about my second video on how to survive Las Vegas SHOT Show. The first one we did was on boots because those are very important, going to be on your feet all day. The second part also involves your feet. It is socks. And I was very lucky when I went to SHOT Show that I had some Legend compression socks. And I'll tell you why. I've got three pair here in front of me, three different ones. I have four pair total. These are the three that I took with me to Las Vegas. That's all I needed. I gave a set of these to my grandson a couple weeks back, and he's using them in a training class where he's at right now. And one of their evolutions, they had to go and get wet. He has a set like these. These here, these are the all-weather mid mid calf compression socks. They are made of wool. Yes, they're over 50% merino wool content. Certified flame resistant, so the U.S. military can use them pretty normally, not just for a limited amount of things. They are USA made, North Carolina. They have mild graduated compression to reduce your foot fatigue. Okay. And it's really awesome the way that it works. It is not medical grade compression. Okay. The compression rating for these is 8 to 15 millimeters of mercury. It's like atmospheric pressure. Normally, your medical grade compression starts out at 20. So these are not going to be competing with or a replacement for if you have medical compression socks. No, these are, though, very handy if you're on your feet all day and you're out moving around or you're sitting. This gives you a little extra added boost. For my grandson, what was the really good thing for him is the way that they're constructed. Yes, there is merino wool and it is encapsulated in the nylon. That helps out with a couple things. One, wearability and durability. Two, to help get the water free from the foot. It is still wool. It does keep your foot warm when it gets wet. Okay, wool is one of the top three fibers that you can have on your feet for that. So these worked out really well. One of his training evolutions, everybody got wet. And when I say wet, I mean wet head to toe, soaking wet. It was wintertime, so where they were at was not necessarily blowing cold with the snow and everything, but the water they were in, it was a creek. Yes, they all got wet. Yes, they all got cold. It was pretty miserable. His words were, "Thank you so much. These things are awesome," because his feet were the least miserable of all the people that went through. Able to stand and fight, no problem of heat loss through his foot. The water got away well, didn't come away with any blisters, didn't come away with any sores because of the way the socks are constructed. He really enjoyed them. These are the ones that he uses mid calf. He said they're great. Doesn't have a problem if he's on his feet all day. They are a good thick sole on these as well. Okay, another thing that he likes, and this is a lot of companies are going to this now. It isn't necessarily new, just a legend, but zero friction toe. It is a seamless toe construction. Yes, eliminates friction that causes irritation. Eliminates any bunching you get down there too. Extra cushion on the foot, heel, the shin, and arch. Yes, and there is, I don't know if you can see it, slightly different right here. Okay, there is a clench over the arch of the foot for support. It's there, like I said, support and also to help prevent blisters. These are very good socks. I can attest to that. Yes, I wore these while I was at SHOT Show. The other thing he wanted to bring up, pretty common if you're in the field, you wash your socks. I remember them saying one on your feet, one on the back of your pack, one in the pack. And sometimes people go so far as to even put another pair in a dry bag in your pack. He took a total of five or six pair of socks. These are the ones he wears the most. When he is able and his schedule allows, he gets home, washes them out, and hangs them. Okay, he was hanging them out. They dry quickly. So consequently, on his advice, I took three pair with me to Las Vegas. I took these, the all-weather mid-calf. I took these, the cold weather over the calf. And I took these, which are just compression socks, over the calf compression socks. These are the ones I started my trip with. Due to flight arrangements, due to changing airlines a few times, I left Saturday evening. I had to leave my home Saturday afternoon, travel to the airport. By the time from when I got up, by the time I got all the way to Las Vegas and got into bed, 36 hours. Not a pleasant day necessarily. I did get to scope out a lot of things in Las Vegas on Sunday. Just my room was not ready for me. Due to my schedule change, I wasn't able to get the room ready in time. Okay, these are the ones I wore all day. These also, same thing. There's a little bit extra down here on the bottom. These were comfortable all day. My legs were comfortable all day. The end of 36 hours, they weren't sweaty. They weren't all wet. Yes, there had been some pretty extreme wear on them. Most of the time spent on my feet moving around trying to stay awake or just learn about Las Vegas because I had never been there. So by the time I took these off, threw them into the sink, got them washed, and up over the rail on the shower, yeah, it was quite a long day for them. But they held up great. My feet held up great. My legs held up great. Okay. That's the really big thing. The next day was industry day at the range. And the day was cold, wet, and rainy. Humidity was up. My first expression of the day when I looked at the weather forecast was, what the bleeping, yeah. I left Florida for this. I thought I was going to the desert. No, cool day out there, 50s, bit of a wind going, light rain most of the day. It was already wet. Humidity was up. I wore these, the over the calf. Awesome. On my feet all day, literally. I sat down for about 20 minutes to eat with Rad, Jen, and his crew because they were out there taking video, talking to different people. I sat down for about, like I said, 20 minutes for lunch and a couple times when I was shooting a rifle. That was it. Otherwise, on the feet all day. Oh, I'm sorry, bus trip, but on the feet all day. The range is all dirt, mud puddles, stone. Not a problem. Okay, feet got a little wet. This wasn't a problem. Back in town, back in Vegas, moving around on the concrete, back and forth, trying to go find more places, things to do. Not a problem. Okay, these worked out really good. They are different than the compression socks, though. These also, like I was showing, the ones my grandson has, these also have that clench over your arch support. Works out great. Really, it doesn't restrict movement. It's not so tight on there that it doesn't work out. It is really well, and they dry. Those are comparable to what he was wearing. They do dry really fast. The straight up compression socks, they dry even faster. They don't iron as thick and heavy, but they all dry very fast just hanging my schedule was pretty regular, unlike his. So I was able to survive very well with three pair. He couldn't have done that. I could have survived with two, frankly, because they were dry the next morning and had a pair just to have something extra. Where we really noticed it, okay, I was not the only one from SOFREP wearing these socks. Guy McCardle, the editor at SOFREP.com, he was also wearing them. We both agree the real test is not so much during the day when we were on our feet all day, because at SHOT Show, 4 days, Tuesday through Friday, we were on our feet all day. We didn't sit down. We didn't get a chance to sit down. We didn't really eat. Just kept moving all day long, seeing people, talking to vendors, what's going on, et cetera, et cetera. So, end of 12 hours, we went out. The first time we really get to sit down for a few minutes at the end of that 12-hour day, and we're sitting in the bar, getting a little bit of food to eat, just trying to relax a little bit. But then after that, getting up. Okay, oftentimes when you've had a day like that, you've been on your feet all day, you sit down and your legs are like, oh, yes, oh, thank you so much. So you sit down and they don't want to get up. We didn't have that problem. When we got back on our feet and walked to the hotels, not a problem. Not a problem at all. Legs were not complaining. Feet did not complain. The whole time I was there, I was set up for success. Pretty awesome. Big deal with that is, again, Legend uh, compression socks. These things were awesome. Machine washable. The wool is nylon encapsulated, so low shrinkage, yes, but it also helps with the durability. These are really, really good. Mild graduated compression, usually 8 to 15. compression rating works out perfect. Okay, again, it's not a medical grade compression, but it is very helpful, especially if you're on your feet all day. They give you all the advantages of wool. The way they encapsulate it is very helpful, again, for the durability, softness, durability, reduces shrinkage. There is a touch of spandex in these also. So even if you get just these, like what my grandson is using, he gets the mid calf, and I found this as well with the mid calf. They don't go down your leg. Okay, you're up and walking around. They don't tend to drop down your leg a little bit. They stay in place, but they're not grabbing in there super tight. They don't do that. These are very comfortable all the way around. Highly recommend them. And this is what we use, and especially going to events like that, that's what we use there. So we are not just hey, these are good things. No, we do use them, and that's what you get here. So I have to say, Legend Compression, the guys over there, Walt Kruger, your team, double thumbs up here, both from myself and from Guy McCardle. This has been Garfield's Gear Review on a Loadout Room. Garfield out.